What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Riding Along with Dan. It is Wednesday, still morning, 11:55 a.m. and it's 70 degrees outside. It's beautiful out here. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I know I've been missing in action for a day or so, but I had a lot going on. Blew a hydraulic hose the day before yesterday. Had to use a different truck than yesterday, 2 loads. Then I had to go run up and get some tires, put on the truck. Haven't even washed my truck in 3 days. That's highly unusual for me, right? So right now I'm working my second load. I did do some videos on the GoPro earlier this morning, so I will be posting them up later on today. Right? Yeah, I'm working. I'm always working. Yeah, I had to get out and pull that can to the truck. What's going on, everybody? How much do I make an hour? Not enough. To be honest with you, it's a very good company, IWS. The money is very good when you have longevity with the company and put your time in. They have a lot to offer, a lot of vacation time, a lot of sick days. If you don't use your sick days, you get paid at the end of the year. They write you a check. You get 9 sick days. You get a 401k. And you get personal days. So they offer you a lot. And the pay rate is different because of different driving skills. Like, for instance, tractor trailers make a different rate than I do. I make a different rate than garbage truck drivers. So it all depends on what you drive and what you do. And that's the same in every company, not just IWS. And you also get paid, I think, a little bit more for having experience. That if you come to the job tomorrow and you've been working in the garbage industry for 5-10 years and you have a lot of experience, you might get paid, you probably will get paid a little bit more than somebody that doesn't have the experience. And like I said, it all depends on what you do. But it's a good company. I got no complaints. Like I said, I've been here quite a while, and I like it. I like what I do. Where am I going now? Okay, that's done. Now I'm going to go to, let me see. Tom's Automotive. Let's go. Fire truck, what's up, fire truck? What's going on, brother? This mount that the phone is on right now is the only mount I have. I had another mount that I used to video, from the windshield, but it broke. So this mount is like a solid fixed mount that I can't turn it the other way so I can do a video. So I figured I would go live and put the camera on the inside of the cab with a nice background. By the way, that picture in the background is actually a picture I took this morning with that beautiful, beautiful reddish pinkish sky. That was at about 5:30, 6 o'clock this morning, maybe a little bit later. But that sky in the morning lately is just, I don't know what it is. I got to stop. I got to take a picture because it's such a beautiful background. It really is. And you know me, I love photography. Tom's Garage. By the way, that photo shoot that I went on last Tuesday, I believe it was. Yeah, it was last Tuesday was the photo shoot. So anyway, I was told by the lady in charge that these pictures that were taken, who we got here? Who do we have? Colonizer 420, hello, how are you? I'm sorry, I don't understand that language, but you're very welcome to the channel. Those pictures that were taken on the photo shoot last week, if you guys remember, are going to be hung on the walls in the new corporate office in Teaneck, New Jersey. So when the pictures are up and everything like that, my wife and I are going to get the invite down to the corporate office to see the pictures of my truck. So it's going to be a nice evening out. I'm looking forward to seeing the pictures. I mean, these pictures are not small, they're pretty big. I'm looking forward to seeing them in the office. You know, a long time ago, I was in the office, I was with my wife. She went down there to pick up something. And there was pictures of all IWS trucks, roll-offs, front loaders, whatever. And I'm like, wow, I wish one day my truck could be up on the wall. And sure enough, here we have it. My truck's going to be in the wall, hanging on a wall in the corporate office. So that's going to be really, really cool. I'm excited about that. Now, the other pictures that were there, they're not getting rid of them at all. No, those old pictures are going to all the depots. Like, we'll get some pictures, some other offices will get some pictures. So they'll be distributed throughout the company in different facilities. So that's going to be nice. But these pictures, they're going to be blown up to like maybe, I don't know, 3x3. They're going to be a pretty big size photo. So when I go there, I'm going to take the picture of the picture, if that makes sense. All right, where am I going now? Where am I going? What else do I have left? That's it? Organic, I got to do organic spice. Got to turn around, guys. I got to do organic spice-a-roni. So yeah, it was pretty nice that they picked my truck, and like I told you, they had an outside company come and detail my truck for the event, so that was pretty cool. Matter of fact, they did my truck and the battle truck, so they look pretty sharp that day. They look really nice and clean. So the old pictures are going to different facilities. And the new pictures that were just taken on the photo shoot are going to the new corporate office. They redid the offices, a whole bunch of construction. So now those pictures will be in the corporate offices, and I'm going to get the invite to go down and check it out. I'm looking forward to it. And I will, like I said, take pictures of the pictures. You know, when you work for a company and, like myself, and you take care of your truck, you take pride in your ride, you come to work every day, you do a good job, it's noticed. Believe me, it's noticed. And, I post a lot of pictures on Facebook, on YouTube. I do a lot of videos of the trucks. So, like I said, I like my job. I like what I do. I like photography. And I like taking pictures of the trucks. That's all it is to it. I mean, honestly, not everybody takes pride in their ride. Trust me. And it's a shame, it really is. Here you have a truck, $300,000-$400,000, and you're not going to take care of it. When they gave me this new Peterbilt, I was happy in the Mac, but the Mac had a lot of regen problems, a lot of issues. So when they took away the Mac, they said I was getting the new Pete, and when I got the new Pete, I was like, wow, this is a beautiful truck. So if I had a choice again today of a new Mac or a new Pete, I would rather take the Peterbilt. Like I always tell you guys, the only difference, the only complaint I have, there's more leg room in a Mac than there is in a Peterbilt. But that's the only complaint I have, honestly. Everything else is good. It's a comfortable ride. It's air ride. It comes with a lot more bells and whistles, like heated mirrors, power mirrors, even the spot mirrors are heated. Power mirrors on the driver's side, air conditioning, radio, Bluetooth radio. And it offers you a lot. What's up, James? You retired from the military. Okay. Oh, that's awesome, man. God bless. James, what is up, y'all? What is up with you, James? Welcome to the channel, man. Welcome to Riding Along with Dan. That's who you're watching. That's me. In the background, you'll see a picture of my truck. It's a 2023 Peterbilt model 520 front loader garbage truck. That's what I do every day. So again, thank you for coming on and checking out the channel. I appreciate it. Charlene, what's going on? Welcome to the channel. How are you today? How are you? Good morning from Colorado Springs. Wow. Good morning to you. And how is the weather out there in Colorado? James, East Tennessee. Welcome, East Tennessee, to the show. Thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Thank you. East Tennessee. You know what? I've never been to Tennessee. Never been to Colorado. I got to get out more, man. I got to start traveling. There's so many beautiful places in this country, in the United States of America. Like Colorado is beautiful. A friend of mine is actually moving out of New Jersey and building a brand new house in Tennessee. Okay? My goal is later on, my wife and I agree we're going to be moving to South Carolina because the taxes up here in New Jersey are getting out of control and out of sight. And what they're doing is driving everybody out of the state that can't afford to live here. I mean, you come up here and try and buy a house in this state, you can't. It's impossible. Impossible. You know what? When I bought my house 27 years ago, my house property taxes, I kid you not, were $5,000. That's it, $5,000. I said to my wife, that's awesome, that's great, we can handle that, no problem. My taxes now, wait for it, wait for it, my taxes now are $17,000 fucking dollars. $17,000. Do I own a mansion? No, I do not. Do I have a big house? No, I do not. My property is 100 by 75. Common piece of property in New Jersey, and this is what I'm paying. My friend who's moving down to Tennessee, I don't know what part of Tennessee, but he's moving to Tennessee. Like I said, he's building a brand new house. He bought land, he's building a brand new house, beautiful piece of property, and he's paying maybe $2,000 a year in property taxes. How can that be? How can that be that up here in the Northeast we are getting killed with property taxes that we can't afford to live here anymore? And it's a good thing we both work. My wife and I work. It's a good thing we do because I could not afford to pay for everything on my salary. It's too much. I'm a garbage man, you know what I mean? I'm not a CEO of a company that can say, oh, hey, no problem, don't worry about money. No, it's not like that. And that's why we're planning in maybe 4 years, when my son is done with high school, that we would like to go look in South or North Carolina for a house, a beautiful house. I want a ranch with a nice porch on the front. I want a nice piece of property. And hopefully Dunkin' Donuts is close by. But that's our plan. That's what we would love to do. So hopefully we can get that done and stick to our plan, because when we get older, I can't afford to live here. No. Because the taxes keep going up and up. The paycheck doesn't keep going up and up, but the taxes do. So hopefully we can do that in another 4 years. We can move out, move down there, buy a house on a nice piece of property. And, you know, by then I'll be 62 and maybe I could get a part-time job with Republic or Waste Management doing something. I'm sure they're always looking for help in that area, right? But my friend told me Tennessee is beautiful. He said, I'm glad we're moving down there. He said, where I bought the property, he's got a couple of acres of land, building a brand new house. I mean, good for him, man. That's the way to go. You know, you want to do a house, start from fresh, from the ground up. Everything is brand new. That's the way to do it. So hopefully when my wife and I go down there to North or South Carolina, excuse me, North or South Carolina, that we can also buy a brand new house. That would be cool. But like I said, as far as traveling, there is so much to see in this country, so many places to go. Like, honestly, really, the one place I really want to go before I die, I want to see the Grand Canyon. I really do. I want to see the Hoover Dam. I want to go places. I want to see things in this country. I want to see Mount Rushmore. I want to travel. I want to do stuff. You know, you work all your life. And, you know, you hate to say it, but, you know, we're all going to die sooner or later. But hopefully, we all hope it's later. But, you know, it's sad to say, you know, like my dad, a great man, he taught me a lot in life, my dad, and just a hard-working man all his life. Did a lot for everybody, always helped everybody, helped me and my brother, and drove tractor trailers all his life, and then he retired. You know, you want to enjoy your retirement, you want to do stuff, you want to travel. But he passed away in March of last year, which was tough. You know? A very smart man. He knew everything about trucks, drove trucks. I mean, he taught me a lot. He really did. That's the way life goes, and it sucks. So that's what I want to do later on in life when we get settled, is hopefully that my wife and I can travel. My son wants to go to college, so hopefully things will work out the way we planned it. I hope so, because I want to enjoy life. got a few more stops over here. Yeah, we're supposed to be getting a few more new trucks at the yard. I don't know what's coming, but rumor has it. I don't know what it is yet, but I'm sure I'll find out sooner or later. Charlene, it's cool and beautiful here. No, actually, Charlene, I was just saying that I've never been there. I would love to visit that state. I would love to visit a lot of states when I retire, and hopefully my wife and I will get to do that. But for now, you know, it's work, 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 pay the bills, and we're planning on moving later on to South Carolina, buying a new house and moving down to South Carolina, and hopefully maybe I'll get a part-time job with maybe Republic or Waste Management or whoever is down in that area. So that's my plan, that's my goal. Hopefully it's going to work out, but I've never been to Tennessee or Colorado or any of those beautiful states. That's something that's on my bucket list that I would love to do. Like I said, I want to see the Hoover Dam. That's something I would love to see. And what do you call it? The Hoover Dam, the Grand Canyon. You know, these are things that are right here in this country that I would love to go see. Yellowstone Park, and I would love to go see. So much out there. But again, you need to make the time to do stuff. Thank you very much, Charlene. I really do appreciate that. Right now, I am 58 years old. I've been doing this garbage thing all my life, so hopefully in another 4 years, I can start moving south. Yeah, I'm sure it's beautiful out there in Colorado. Just beautiful. Maybe you could send me some pictures, Charlene. That would be cool. My email address is on the front page of my YouTube channel. And that's to see some scenery from Colorado. Yeah, I gotta buy a new mount for my phone so I can show you exactly what I'm doing right now. My other mount is broken, and the GoPro, I'm charging the battery, so I did some videos earlier this morning with the GoPro. All right, next stop. Yeah, don't forget, guys, you're watching Riding Along with Dan right now. I'm almost at 3,000 subscribers. So when I hit 3,000, I'm going to do a giveaway. And it's going to be a beautiful collectible IWS hat, a Riding Along with Dan decal, and a safety vest. So you got to be subscribed to be in it. When I hit 3,000 subscribers, I'm just going to pick a winner. And all I need to know from you is your name and your address. This weather is beautiful. Right now it's 71 degrees. Beautiful out here. Yeah, I gotta go on Amazon later on this evening and order a new phone mount, because the one I got is just, it's garbage. I mean, it was good. It lasted me a long time, so the next one I get, I gotta make sure that it, you can rotate it and it swivels. But, on Amazon you'll find everything and anything. You always find stuff you're looking for. And, Amazon is great. I even order stuff for my pickup truck. I order stuff for this truck. And you can't beat it. You don't have to leave your house. That's the best thing about Amazon. The next day it's at your front door. I mean, how can you beat that? It's a beautiful morning on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah, I do sing once in a while. It's not the best, but it's something, right? Like Elton John. Let me do some Elton John for you guys. Okay, you ready? It seems to me you live your life like a candle in the wind, never knowing who to cling to when the rain set in. And I would have liked to have known you, that I was just a kid. Your candle burned out long before your legend never did. There you go, guys. Elton John by Riding Along with Dan. I take all kinds of requests. You got any requests, I will sing that song. You name it, I'll sing it. Joe Friday. Go to the gym, Bob, so you can live longer. Let's start there. Okay, Joe Friday, you got it. What time you going to the gym, buddy? I'll meet you there. Just let me know time and place, Joe Friday. I'll show you how to lift them damn weights, brother. Believe it or not, Joe Friday, I used to go to the gym. I had a private trainer, and I used to deadlift. Me, when I went to the gym, I love weights. I like doing weights. I like lifting weights, okay? The cardio, honestly, I didn't care. He said I had to do both. Okay, whatever. But honestly, Joe, I used to deadlift 308 pounds 15 times. 308 pounds deadlift, okay? My leg press, I think, was 500 and some pounds. And then, I used to lift a lot of other weights, a lot of other weight exercises. But the cardio, I didn't care for. Now, my trainer told me, because of the work I do all my life, all the lifting and pushing and pulling, he said I had very strong upper body strength and very strong arms, to lift weights. Well, it's funny. I got all that strength. I can lift weights, but I could not do a chin-up. I could not do a pull-up. I was like, holy shit. He said, the trainer told me, because you never had a need to do it, that's why. So when I went to the gym, he put like heavy-duty elastic bands underneath me. So I used to step on the elastic bands, and I used to practice doing pull-ups. So that's how I started doing that. And then the other thing was, like I said, I'm very strong. Don't get me wrong. I'm a very strong guy for doing this work. I could not do a push-up because I never had a need to do it. There's a lot of guys that go to the gym every day of the week. They can do 100 push-ups. Me, I could only do 5. But if you wanted me to lift some weights, no problem. So, Joe, I did go to a gym. I did work out. I did lose weight when I was going. I did gain a lot of upper body strength and leg strength. So, it's not like I never went, Joe. I did go. And as a matter of fact, I liked it. Yeah, he always told me to do cardio, fire truck. I did it. I didn't care for it, but I did enjoy lifting weights, that's for sure. What am I doing? I am driving a front-loader garbage truck, my friend. I am driving a front-loader garbage truck, picking up containers, dumping a can, putting them back down. I got about 105, 110 stops every day. I'm sorry my camera is not facing forward. My other mount just broke. This one is permanently located on the dashboard, so there's no way to see what's going on in the front. But that picture behind me, that picture of that truck behind me, that's what I'm driving. It's a 2023 Peterbilt front loader. So that's what I drive every day. No, I never go to a truck stop. I don't want to go to a truck stop, and I don't want to deal with any of those nasty lot lizards. Well, years ago, when I drove tractor trailers, I did have to deal with that shit maybe 2 or 3 times, knocking on the door. Can I help you? You need anything? I'm like, no, get the fuck away. But, you know, they don't listen. And they end up calling security, and then they get them to move away for a little while, then they come back. You got a cigarette? No, fuck off. Leave me alone. I'm trying to sleep. You know, I get tired of that shit. James Hill, don't stop working. Why is that, James Hill? Why do not stop working? What makes you say that? What's this? Any lot lizards? No lot lizards. Cody T. Yeah, well, you can love them, man. You can give them all your love. Lot lizards are not my thing, brother. So you go ahead and you give all the lot lizards your love, and see how that works out for you. Let me know. Yeah, no, that's not me. Sorry, got the wrong guy. All right, where we going now? Let me see what I got. I got CK, that's done. And then we got number 4, Tagasaku. Let me go get Tagasaku. Want it? What's my state? My state is in New Jersey, and my pay rate is not enough, my friend. They never pay you enough. Well, let me just tell you this. I'm not leaving my job anytime soon. What a beautiful day in New Jersey. 74 degrees right now in Jersey. Wow. Heat wave. Yeah, no, I work for Interstate Waste Services, my friend. IWS, Interstate Waste Services. That picture you see in the background, that's my truck. That's what I drive. That's what I'm driving right now. Yeah, it's a 2023 Peterbilt front loader garbage truck. That's what I do every day, guys. It's my thing. It's how I make my living, how I get my paycheck. Dumping other people's garbage. Yeah, fire truck. Keep an eye on them troublemakers, fire truck. Waste management in California, LA County, $34.75. I hear New York makes money. Make money. Do you know if that's... Yes, it is true. Yes. Yes, it is true. We do make a lot of money. But that's pretty good money, man. That's pretty good money for California, my friend. Let me see. Yeah, in California County, 34.75. I hear yeah, that's good money, man. That's pretty good for California, brother. Waste management. You make more than me, I'm sure. Glad for your service and profession. Not many people realize how important some jobs can be. Yeah, you're right, man. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. People don't appreciate the garbage, man. That's true. You know, we're out here every day. Not just me. I mean, I'm talking about the guys that hang on the back of a garbage truck every day in all kinds of weather, in 95-degree weather, in freezing rain, in snow. I mean, those guys, they deserve the real credit because those are the guys that get it done. Those are the guys that are hanging on the back. Those are the guys that come to work dressed. I mean, dressed so that cold when you're driving down the road does not go through to their skin, because when you're hanging on the back of a truck and it's wintertime, let me tell you something, man, you're going to feel it. I don't care what you got on, how many clothes, your nose is going to freeze. If you have a beard, you're going to have icicles. It's not an easy job, and people don't realize how hard it is. I'm not just talking about the drivers, I'm talking about their helpers. I'm talking about the people that make it happen on the back of a truck. Those are the ones that actually deserve the praise, because they're out there every day breaking their ass, slip sliding on the road. I've seen it when a truck goes sliding sideways, and it happened to me once on a hill in the town of Leonia. The truck started sliding. Both helpers had to jump off. They had no choice. And they were sliding down the hill after the truck. Thank God I didn't hit anything. I just ended up bumping off a curb. And that was that. But you got to give it credit. You got to hand it to them. You know, you're out there basically playing in traffic all day long. So when you're out there playing in traffic all day long, you really got to fucking pay attention to what you're doing. No Bluetooth, no earbuds, no on the phone. You got to pay attention. Like, for instance, I'll give you a great example, and it's a very sad example. There was a father and son. Father was the driver, the son was the helper. He had his earbuds in. He was working on the back of a truck. Didn't hear anything going on around him because he had his music cranking. A car came along and crushed him underneath the back of the garbage truck. And then the father comes running out and sees his son dead, laying on the street behind his truck. Now, could you imagine how that man feels, how he felt seeing that? It must have just ripped him and tore him apart, because that is the worst scenario that you could ever imagine, okay? The people in the car, what were they doing? They were on their phone. That's how it all happened. And I gotta tell you guys, whether you drive a car, whether you drive a truck, whatever the fuck it is that you're driving, please get off the goddamn phone. Okay? Get off the phone and pay attention to what it is that you're doing. When you're driving a car and you realize how many feet you roll at 55 miles an hour, you know how fast that is? Even at 35 miles an hour, it's crazy how fast you're going. Finding black guys for the first time in a garbage truck that need to change your pants. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that scared the shit out of me, that thing, man. It really did. Thank God the helpers were okay. The truck was okay. But it's not an easy job. Like I was just saying, you really need to pay attention to what you're doing all the time. Not just sometime, all the time. You know, you're representing, let's just say you're representing IWS. You're representing Waste Management, or whatever company you're working for. Okay, you're out there representing the company and yourself. Okay. Now, there was a couple of instances with another company where the driver fell asleep and ran into the back of a car. Now, with this company, that was with another company. I'm not saying any names or what happened, but you got to pay attention. If you feel tired, pull the fuck over. Pull over and take a nap. Coffee, a cigarette, nothing will help you wake up better than taking a nap, okay? And if you feel like you're drowsing or you're getting tired, call your dispatcher, say, listen, I'm feeling a little tired. I'm just going to pull over for 20 minutes to take a nap. I'd rather see you do that than be involved in a damn accident, okay? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not. So when you're out there working, guys, take my advice. I've been doing this all my life. I've seen a lot of shit happen. I've seen a lot of accidents. Please, if you're new to the industry, pay attention to your job. Pay attention to your driving. Put the phone down. You get a phone call, pull over, put the truck in park, pull the brakes, and talk on the phone. When you're done with the phone, put it back on the phone holder and get back to work. There's no need to have that phone to your ear while you're driving. It's a distraction. Right now, what I'm doing, I'm just talking. I could be just sitting here singing. What's the difference? I'm not holding a phone. I'm not looking at a phone. I'm not distracted by the phone. I'm here. I'm focused on what I'm doing, on where I'm going, and where I'm going next. But I'm telling you guys, you really got to pay attention to your job when you're driving. You got to make sure, first of all, in the morning, you do your pre-trip. Make sure the truck's in good working order. There's nothing wrong. There's no leaks. Your tires are good. Your paperwork is good. Just do the right thing, guys. Do the right thing. Trust me, it's worth it. Yeah, you know, we got a lot of new guys that come in the company, this company, Waste Management Republic, wherever they want to start driving, right? They get their license because they read a book. You know, reading a book, honestly, that doesn't tell you shit. That just tells you enough information to pass your test. That's what it tells you. Where you get the real information and the hands-on training is being out here in a truck with a driver, hands-on, learning the ins and outs of dumping containers, how to operate a truck, how to safely operate a truck, how to dump containers safely. That's what it's all about, being out here in the field. You're not going to learn anything from a book. You need to be out of here doing it. That's how you learn. All right, I got to jump out. I got to get these containers to the truck. Let me just see. Let me see what I can do here. Let me just get rid of this background, okay? That's the inside of my truck. Let me just turn the camera around if I could do that. If I could turn the camera around. And if I could sit it right here, at least you guys can see what I'm doing. Let me sit it like that, okay? That looks good, right? Alright, well, like I said, at least you get to see what I'm doing. So, all right, let me go get those containers. And you know what else I need to do? I'm sorry. All right, let me just. All right, let me turn it around so you guys can see. All right, there you go. All right, I'll be right back. Let me pull those containers out. At least now you guys get to see what I'm doing. Yeah, these two containers right here are plastic. I love them. Plastic containers are so much better, so much easier to maneuver, so much lighter, and when you dump them, they're not as loud. These plastic containers are in high demand because everybody wants them. Yeah, you would not believe the amount of money that we go through in diesel fuel and DEF in 1 week. You would be amazed. And that's, can you imagine every depot? That's a lot of fuel, man. A lot of trucks. Over 800 trucks. All right, next stop. Ah, what a beautiful day. Yeah, them tractor trailer drivers, man, he was just sitting there. I mean, you don't block up the whole street, try and pull on to a side street. You know, if you look at Google, it will tell you what you're looking for. I mean, you know, don't just sit there and now you're bringing attention to yourself. And now the cops are going to come. And if that was New York, they'd write you up for obstructing traffic. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I always try and keep up the good work, keep the customers happy. I'm always out of here, you know, doing my thing, picking up garbage every day of the week, Monday through Friday. I like what I do. And yeah, IWS got it going on. Stop right here for a minute, fill out the old paperwork. 1 o'clock. $45,4613. 6061. $45, 4613. Wale! What's up, Wale? Huh? Yeah, they fucking broke it again. Yeah, there's no soap coming out. I saw that yesterday. No, man. Did you put it on the hot? All right, guys, I will see you later. Thanks for riding along with Dan. I really do appreciate it. You guys have a great rest of the day. Be good, be careful, and be safe out there, guys. Thank you. Later.